Good morning. Welcome to Real Estate Humor Meme Stream. We get together every Wednesday morning to start off Hump Day, Wednesday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. I start my day that day with some humor. And the idea here is there's a tough business, challenging business. I have a closing. I have a closing that should have closed. It's dragging on. Another one that's dragging on. And there's tension with me, the other agent, the customers. And we need to laugh along the way. And so I just want to share with you memes that I found on the Facebook group Real Estate Humor, and invite you if you want to participate. We're streaming this live on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. If you find a meme you like, share it. If you want to react to one, react to it. The whole point here is just to have fun. There's no hidden agenda other than that. I just share with you real quick. Yesterday, I was calling a customer, a prospect, and this is somebody who's referred to me by an attorney, and I'm hoping to list their property. And the voicemail said, if you want me to call you back within 3 weeks, leave a message here. Otherwise, for immediate response, text me. And I just started laughing. I thought, this guy is funny. Like he sounds all serious, but this is hysterical. And when I called him on the phone, I was a little hesitant. Do I mention that to him or not? And I just said, I thought about leaving you a message, but why don't you call back in 3 weeks? We had the funnest time after that. And I think the point I want to say is humor breaks up tension. It's so important. And so as a real estate agent, I'm constantly watching on video comedy and favorite comedy shows, comedians, and listening to comedy. I want to urge you to do the same thing, take a break. So with that said, let's jump into the first meme of the day. This one's fantastic. When you realize there's no saving the deal. The pain of it, man. The pain when the deal is dead is just something you've worked. I'm not talking about temporary setbacks. Now, I will say that there are times the deals fall apart, and I maintain the faith and just say, hey, my job's do my job. Don't get overly dramatic about it. And it comes back. Or I try some sort of Hail Mary or last-ditch effort, it comes back. But the pain when it's dead for sure, like they select the other offer and open escrow, man, this picture really typifies that, I think, really well. Denzel Washington, of course, if you've seen that movie, that's a very tough spot. Okay, so some of us are going to probably go on to, I'm not one to work out my bed. My daughter is. She can work with a laptop anywhere. There, younger people, I think, can. I think women in particular seem like they have that skill. Personally, I like to work out my desk. I'll take phone calls in my car if I'm out, but I really like to work my desk. But there's some people who literally can do the work anywhere. This guy's an example. He's dead. And he pops up to work on his laptop. I think that's funny. I don't know. Do you? I guess it's kind of morbid too, but I just think it's a funny thing to see. Okay, so let's see. Here's another good one. Sometimes you see damage to property and you wonder how that worked, and then you see other parts that didn't get damaged. I have no idea who built the drain system, but I want to know who built the fence. Look at that fence, man. There's water on the other side up, 2-3 feet? At least 2 feet. And it disappears, even leaking. I don't know if that's Photoshop or that's legit, or maybe on the inside of the fence there's a brick wall or something in addition to the wood. But man, that's quite a picture, right? So sometimes you see in real estate something you don't know how it worked. Okay, here's another one. A lot of reminiscing about times of yore. I grew up these times. Once upon a time in the 50s, and I would say 60s, a family could own a home, a car, and send the kids to college all on one income. Yeah, how about that? That was the American dream. Look at those houses, too. Nice 2-story houses. I mean, in West LA, that's a $4 million house where I live. I'm not sure where it is in other places. But yeah, the American dream, man, it has definitely changed. I comment on the real estate market monthly. But okay, here's another one. This is another classic. Your buyer says, "Let's meet right now. I'm ready to write an offer." And you kind of pull yourself out of your computer and you're ready to jump into action, into real life. Yeah, these days, it used to be that when you wrote an offer, you'd have to take the forms and handwrite them, and then go drive to your customer and get them to sign. Nowadays, we can move so quickly with our computers. So, okay, so this is a classic meme. Realizing tough real estate market will last longer than experts predicted, but choose to maintain a positive attitude. So people say, "Everything okay?" And you go, Nope. You smile, you thumb up. For a lot of real estate agents, this is a really tough time. Overall sales are down 20%, 30% based on the market you're in. And so you got to work harder. I will say that for those who are working hard and maintaining their positive attitude, it's a great market. It's a great opportunity, but it is challenging for people. Yeah. Here's another one. Now, I don't mean to knock on Loan Depot. This is just a cute meme. When your buyer finally sends you pre-approval and it's from Loan Depot, I would say, if I was doing this meme, when your buyer finally sends you pre-approval and it's from Bank of America, that would be the worst, or Wells Fargo, because the customer has no relationship 90% of the time with the loan officer. It's just me walked in the office, they fill out a form, you read the form, it has 10 million loopholes to get out. It just is not worth, it literally is not worth the paper it's printed on. If you're into recycling, it's worse than that. It's wasted paper. If it's electronic, it's wasted electronics. But yeah, so it's really important when you buy a house to have the loan approval with somebody who can deliver. Now, I will say, Loan Depot or Bank of America, some of these larger mortgage companies or banks, the names can be impressive sounding to uneducated agents or uneducated sellers. And it's true that many times I get pre-approvals from independent mortgage companies that the name has nothing, but I'll vet the individual loan officer. The last deal that I did, I will tell you, I actually did a video on this on my YouTube channel. It was a company I never heard of. And the realtor had insisted, because they're related, the real estate company, the Mortgage Pros Funding Inc., Miguel Gonzalez, shout out to Miguel and his team. They're killers. And so I got this pre-approval, and I thought, I never heard of them before. And I called him up, and he was on his game. And he had to praise out the next day, and he had approval the next day. And he had docs like in 3 days. So yeah, sometimes a pre-approval, I'd rather have it from a no-name company with a great loan originator than a big name company, because so often they're just not worth the paper they're printed on. Okay, what's next? No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. Here's one. So real estate agents, we make a lot of phone calls. Some cold call 3-4 hours a day, and they really are get their skin toughened up. I call a lot of people, but here's one. If being hung up on was an Olympic sport, that'd be me. Yeah, I went through a time, about 5 years where I used to cold call 4 hours a day, and even today I'll call people who were difficult situations, ex-spouses and litigants. And it can be tough, and I don't take it personal, but definitely, if you're a cold calling real estate agent, that is definitely. Okay. So if you have animals, don't put them into the lease. That's a problem. My wife adopted a dog, and at one time when we were renting a house, and we had to tell the seller or the owner, and that was uncomfortable, because at that point we already had the dog, and you're not giving it up. And I guess really when you call the landlord in the situation, you're basically happy, ready to move out. So I got through that. I sold him on that. That was a while ago. But so here's a meme on that. You might want to get dressed. The landlord's here. She said it wasn't on the lease or something. I bit her. Yeah. That's definitely something a dog would do, right? So let's see. This is another one I love. Him. I have no idea what to do with my life. She says, well, get your real estate license and post motivational quotes on workout videos. I see a lot of that. I did that for a period of time. I did motivational quotes. And I know we want to share positivity. I'm not sure that necessarily creates value for me or my customers. I am surprised at how many real estate agents and loan officers post like daily workout. I mean, I think it's great. Obviously, it's great to work out. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is from a business point of view, or if you just enjoy doing it. I guess if you enjoy doing it, then by all means, why not? So, yeah. So this is another one. So oftentimes customers get pre-approvals. They don't really understand the numbers and how they work. And so as a realtor, we can feel victimized. Here's a perfect case. You told me your credit was 850. And the customer, yeah, if you add all three together, because you really want a credit score, in the high sevens would be ideal. And yeah, so adding your three different mortgage scores together would not be good. You'd want them all to be in the high sevens. Here's another example. Now, this is an interesting one because I grew up in these days. There's always somebody cheaper. So the guy, I guess, is changing his own oil. I can't quite see what he's got in the can and where he's putting it. The picture's a little blurry. But I grew up, we used to change our own oil. That was kind of how life worked. Um, and I asked my daughter, does anybody ever do that anymore? And the answer is no, they don't do anything with cars. When I got my license, we learned how to change tires because if you had a blowout, and how to change oil and transmission fluid and air filters and oil filters. And then we would do that ourselves. But nowadays it's not done. The point is, there's always somebody cheaper. And, we have this big litigation that came down this week or last week on real estate commissions. And there's always somebody to do it cheaper. The question is, will they do it better? One of the key statistics I find is that homes that sellers sell on their own almost always sell for net less than those that sell for commission, net of commission. And that's almost a universal fact. And the reason is so often sellers get approached when the property is off market. And the reason why the investor approaches them off market is to get the property on the cheap. So yeah, there's always somebody cheaper. And I'm not really against somebody changing on motor oil, but I don't do that today. Today I take it to a professional. Okay, next, a group photo of my pipeline. This is not true for me personally, but there are times when I feel like all my customers are not serious. You have listings where the seller's not yet really motivated. And so, yeah, it could be a clown show. Shout out to Joel Epstein if you're watching this. But yeah, sometimes you feel like your customers are not really taking the business seriously. And I try to tell people all the time that, I'm a professional and my job is to help people get the best results. So, okay, next, you have to respect other people's opinions, but their opinion is 3 to the second equals 6. Now, my wife's a math teacher. 3 to the second is 9. 3 to the 3 times 3, 2 3s basically. 3 times 3 is 9, not 6. But there are people of the opinion that it's 6. And so this is an interesting thing when you talk to customers sometimes is I have to explain to them, I'm a professional. I appreciate your opinion. And yet this is my profession. This is why if you want to hire me, why you're paying me. And so either you respect the professional's opinion or you want to do it on your own. It doesn't really work both ways. So yeah, you do have to respect people. I will say we have to be respectful of people, but there are times like that where there's facts and you don't have to respect somebody's when they have the facts wrong. Okay, so I love this. I saw the show a long time ago. I think it's Maury Povich. He's looking a little older there. So you stated you weren't picky. 62 showings in 5 months has determined that was a lie. There's some people who like looking houses, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like I can empower them. I can help them find houses to look at and give them some good search criteria and give them the research behind the scenes of the property. But there are people who just like going out every weekend and looking and don't ever buy, and you really can't take it personal. Okay, and the last one, this is a classic. We get customers to say, well, I'm going to wait until spring because I'm going to sell my house then and I'm going to buy a bigger house. And I try to explain to them, well, if you're going to get more for your house you're selling, you're also going to pay for more of the house that you're buying. And so this is a classic meme of Gene Little from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie. Tell me again how waiting to buy a house till spring when there's more competition, higher home prices, and higher interest rates is better for you. Yeah, I try not to play that game. I try to lay out the facts as best I can, let customers choose. So as realtors, I think we have to have some humility on this, but it is fun to think about. Sometimes customers will say things like that, or I want to wait to put the house in the market. And like in a market today where there's so much uncertainty, I can't say for a fact the market is going to be better in March or April because we just don't know what's happening in the world. And so anyhow, have fun with it. I try not to take it too personal, too seriously. Okay, that's going to wrap up for today. This is the Real Estate Humor Meme Stream. I'm Bill Gross, at Bill Gross Probate. If you find a funny meme, post it, send it to me. If you're watching this live, I see people on the Facebook and YouTube. Say hi, shout out. Appreciate having fun with you guys today. And as always, make today your best day ever. Thanks so much.